What's good, y'all? My name is Zach. Welcome to Car Devotion. What you see right here is my personal 1998 Ford Mustang, which I got for $1,400. And let's just say, plentiful amount of problems. Hey, let's just get right to it. Come on.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's brilliant.
Yo, what is that? Yo, what is that? Do y'all hear that? Hold on. Yo. What in the world? Bro, there's a pipe that fell off. Is that the exhaust? That better not be the exhaust, bro. Oh my gosh. It did break right there. That is not a saw. What was I thinking? Oh, say less. Bet. Oh, wait. What the hell? There was a bigger one. Oh, wait. Is there any? Okay. I'm grabbing both for good measure. Should damn near be coming up, but no, let me just try pulling it. Oh yeah, I could have snapped this off. Oh yeah, perfect. Now I'm out here in the frozen frigid tundra of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I cannot feel my hands. It's 20-some degrees out. All right, can't feel my nose. All right, probably got boogies running down here in a couple minutes, but it don't matter. We're gonna continue making legendary videos for y'all. And what I got for you guys today is my 1998 Ford Mustang. Now, as I said before, I picked this car up for $1,400 down in Chicago. It's about a 5.5-hour drive. Shout out to my girlfriend, definitely helped me out picking up this car. We drove to some little Jeffrey Dahmer-ass farm village, okay? Definitely fearful for my life, all right? Just nothing but cornfields for, I don't know, 6-7 miles. Eventually, though, we got there, and, you know, behold, I saw this. It's somewhere between 125 to 170,000 miles on the odometer. I'll get back to that in a second. As well as the fact, you know, I drove it all the way from Chicago to Minneapolis. Didn't have any hiccups there. Didn't even do an oil change because I had no funds for that. So, and I also learned stick shift on the spot. I never drove stick shift in my life. You know, I understand the basic concepts of driving stick shift. It's not too hard. Obviously, I did stall it many, many times. I remember there was one time on our way back, we were stopping at Eau Claire, and I kept stalling at the street light, and it was downhill. Because, you know, that was the first time downhill that I was trying to, you know, get it going. And I just kept stalling. There's about 150 cars behind me, honking, pissed. That was the only time I really felt anxiety when it came to the stick shift. Other than that, I was very smooth. You know, obviously, you know, over the course of 3 months, I've gotten better. Now, I have not touched this car at all since I bought it, okay? I have not cleaned it. I have not fixed anything because I want you guys to see what a $1,400 car really looks like and how maybe it's not that scary to buy a $1,400 car and how you could possibly do this in your own life. So let's get right to it. Let me show you the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's get it. All right, popped open the hood for you guys, and if you can't already tell, yes, this is a V6 Mustang, okay? Now, before you guys go in the comments and start roasting me and, you know, flaming me, okay, understand this was a $1,400 car. You have to understand how challenging it is to find a car in decent condition that is one rear-wheel drive and is a stick shift. Okay, so you know my options were very, very limited. Ideally, I wanted to get a Miata. There was no good Miatas, and you know, Miata's probably not the greatest decision, especially in this Minnesota frigid wasteland that I live in. But you know, I had to play the cards I was dealt with, and this is what I got. So at the end of the day, you know, not the most well kept in engine bay I've ever seen. I mean, it looks like there's a new belt on there. Shout out to the previous owner for that. You know, you got also definitely not a stock intake right here. That's pretty nice. And also you got this nasty corrosion. Now, this is one thing I did touch. That's because I remember I was on campus with this car and it died on me. And there was just blue corrosion, sulfate corrosion everywhere. Now, other than that though, you know, this is a barnyard car essentially. So, you know, a lot of, for example, look, you got some spider webs, you know, just dirty engine bay. You know, that's something that we'll definitely take care of. And that's something that we'll definitely clean. Now, this is the 3.8 liter V6 that produces about 150 horsepower. But that's also from the factory. You know, this does have 120 to 170 miles. I'll get to that in a second on the odometer. So I'm not sure how much it's producing right now, but I would love to put this on the dyno and actually see, you know, what is it producing to the wheels. So that's something we can definitely do in the future, depending on what our budget's looking like. Now, I don't even need to tell you how rough this overall car looks, but probably the worst aesthetical issue with the car, it's gotta be these racing stripes. Like, what were they thinking with these? Well, I mean, maybe this was done back in the 90s. I don't know. Because for me, I think racing stripes is super corny and super cringe. I never understood. I mean, I get the point of racing stripes, you know, while you're spinning around, it's supposed to tell you what direction you're in. I get that, I guess the racing aspect of it. But, you know, putting these on street cars is so cringe to me. So this is gonna be like the first thing that we're gonna take off. And, you know, it's free too. And, you know, it's already peeling off right here. Man, this is gonna be a nightmare to take off, isn't it? If any of you guys know a way to take this off, let me know down below. I'm sure I can just hit it with a heat gun and see if it comes off that way. But if any of you guys know how to do that, definitely hit me up in the comments for sure. Stripes go all the way from the front to the top, to the rear, and not on the wing, man, on the wing as well. And you can just see how rough it's been throughout all these years. Because, like I said, I got this car like at a farm, basically. No roads, just all gravel. So you can definitely see just the difference in paint wear throughout the car. I think right here gives a perfect example of the different wears in paint. So you know, you got this front area, you got that nice little ruby red gloss. Well, I guess what's left of that gloss. And you move right over and it's just all worn out. And that, again, that's just from probably the rocks, the dust just kicking up at it after all the years. This is the previous owners as well. I'm not sure what that little design is, but you got that there. Also on the top, you got hail damage as well. Little dents on the top as well. Little nasty ass rust marks, you know. So yeah, this paint has definitely seen better days for sure. It's bad. Also, you got this right here. Got this little rust mark, but we're gonna take care of that. We're gonna put some Bondo on this. I've never done Bondo before, but you know, like I said, we're here to learn. We're here to learn. You know, I want to learn just as you guys are learning with me. So we're gonna definitely Bondo this. Bondo that right up. Got some fitment issues on the bumper. We're gonna have to take care of that. And just, you know, just all the dirt and stuff as well. You get just the chips, just everything. You got the chips right underneath the wing. You got chips everywhere in this car. Paint chips everywhere. Paint chips by the lights. That's 90s sports cars for you, especially 90s American sports cars. But I guess when you know, again, driving this through rocks every single day, as this was, you can't really blame it, right? The V6 Mustang also comes with fake vents. How cool is that? Head ass. But look, you also got some paint chips going all the way through here. Again, that's probably from the rocks that got kicked up. The door handle is completely faded. Look at that. Faded, chips everywhere. Scratches. Also, you can see all the wear that this car has been through just the rims. Look at all that. That's not dirt, because like I said, I run this through the wash. So maybe if I use a metal scrubby brush, that stuff might come out, but I believe that's all just scratches and curb rashes and things like that. So new rims for sure. Also, incredibly annoying is this gas cap. This is gonna have to get replaced or fixed or something. And I don't actually think it's the cap itself. I think it's all the rust and garbage on the inside, because when you actually try to put this in and screw it on in, it is a pain in the ass to take off. I cannot get this off. I have to use like a Phillips screw screwdriver to, like, you know, pry it open essentially. So, you know, something over here needs to get fixed. I don't know if I just need to scrub all the rust away or if it's actually the cap. I highly doubt it's the cap because the cap doesn't look too bad. But over here is a nightmare, and this needs to get fixed immediately. This is pretty bad. Another thing is that these headlights are horrendous. I cannot see anything at night with these. I'm not sure if it's just the housing that's all fogged up, which that's pretty easy to fix, or if it's the bulb itself. It could be the bulb just wearing out over time. Regardless, I'm gonna get up in there, just put a new bulb in general, just to be able to actually just use the car at nighttime, because I cannot see anything in this car. All right, gonna hop in the whip. Oh, sit down. Now, already there's something broken. All right, this chair right here is broken. It will not move back or forward. So, you know, leg room, that will be an issue. It will go up though. I don't know how that works. The chair will go up, but it will not go forward or back. It's broken. So chair needs to get replaced as well. This one cannot go back either. I think they are both broken. So that's the first thing that's already wrong. I'm gonna hop in fully. Luckily for me, I'm a small dude. I'm 5'9". Well, I call myself average, but I am 5'9", so this actual position the chair's already in, perfect for me, got enough leg room for that. Now the first thing that I noticed coming into this car is just the world famous 90s American plastic interior, all right? It's not gonna get any better than this. That's so they said. Everything in this car is plastic. Touch anything, plastic. I guess this is rubber, but still, just the cheapest materials ever. Now, if you watch my first car review video, in the Mercedes, you'll notice a huge difference interior-wise. This, I mean, it's 90s. You know, this is how cars were made in the 90s. Everything rattles. Everything rattles. I mean, just listen to this door. Like, come on, man. That's some engineering right there. That's insane. Feels like the whole door is about to just break, all right? And that philosophy and that theme continues throughout the whole car. So essentially we made a whole 180 compared to that Mercedes video that I shot 2 weeks ago. If you've not seen the Mercedes video, go to the top, click that little icon button, it'll bring you right to that video. Come back when you're done. Now the window buttons have completely faded away. I have no idea what they do based off the label because there is none. Obviously through trial and error, you'll find out that, you know, this brings the window up. Same with the passenger side, brings the window down. Pretty simple. Now you guys were roasting me in my first video about me talking about the door handles. All right, you thought it was cringe, the fact that I was obsessing over the high quality door handles. Well, again, we make a whole 180 in this car. You know, these door handles right here are cheap as hell, plastic. Listen to that. Like, we made a whole 180 from our last car. That's why I talk about things like these, because yeah, they're very small things, but you know, they deter from the overall car experience. Now, as bad as this door handle is, this is how this door handle was when you buy this car brand new. This car brand new was $25,000. Keep that in mind, okay? You see any cars today's standards making these kind of noises? Hell no, hell no. That would be insane. That would be ridiculous. You do not see that anymore. Listen to the way this door sounds when you close it. Boom. That's 90s stuff for you, man. That's all the rattling, man. That is insane. Boom. Sounds like a cannon just went off. Transmission is relatively slow, feels slow when I shift, but it is smooth at the same time, except when I go to third gear. Sometimes in third gear, I'll get a little, whoa, 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 you know what I'm saying? Another thing that's absolutely stupid in this car are these cup holders, okay? The positioning of these cup holders is the worst possible because assume I have a drink here, I'm not able to shift. For example, okay, 9 a.m. in the morning, off to work, got my coffee, placed it right there, right? Ready to get going. Gonna shift into first, great. Now I'm gonna come into second gear. I can't shift into second gear because of my mug. Yet another abomination. First, second, going to third, oh, downshift to second. Like, that's terrible. That's terrible design. That's just basic, that's obvious. The throw is too long for the cup to be there. Put it in the first so the car doesn't go away, because yet there's another problem I need to tell you about. Always have to put the car in first gear, because that's broken. Another thing that's gonna have to get fixed is this odometer right here, okay? This has been saying 125,600 and whatever for the past 3 months that I've owned this car. And it's also been stuck at that for probably the last couple years, as what the owners told me. The owner says that the real mileage of this car is somewhere between 125,000 and maybe 175,000. Okay, so that's something that's kind of, you know, pretty high priority that we need to fix, because we really need to know what, you know, what our mileage is on this car. What are we putting on for mileage? You know, that's just a basic statistic that we need to actually have for this car. So that needs to get fixed immediately. All right, we had to move locations real quick. Apologize for that. Let's just call this the Car Devotion's top secret testing facility, okay? But basically you'll understand why we had to move locations right after this bit I'm about to show you. Now, right from the jump when I got this car, I knew there was an issue with the exhaust. Just something just wasn't right. It didn't sound very good. Even for a V6, it sounded terrible. Also, it just didn't smell good. It smelled like a go-kart. So obviously there was an exhaust leak somewhere. Now, over the course of 3 months that I've had this car, progressively different parts of the exhaust just started falling off. Muffler's barely intact with the pipes, and there's other natural corrosion and other deterioration from the exhaust in general. And now there's no exhaust at all. It's right underneath the driver's seat. That's where the exhaust ends, and the passenger seat. They just both snapped off right there. But I'm gonna give you guys a little listen right now. Headphone users, beware. Let's just say that, because this shit is loud as hell. Now that right there is an atrocious sounding exhaust. I let my dad drive the car. He's like, yeah, man, reminds me of the 80s. Because, you know, it's all loud, V8 sounding. I'm like, no, that is not the move. Now, as engaging as an audience as you are, you're obviously wondering, why do I got this big ass broomstick? You're like, oh, Zach, what you gonna do? Broom all the problems away on the car? I thought that was a good one. Laugh.
I thought my jokes were bad.
This right here is the device to open the trunk. I will now demonstrate. So to push this button here, that little click indicates the trunk should be open. Well, as you can see, it's not open. So we would go over here, try to open it ourselves manually. Locked. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna, what they used to do in the old times? What's that thing in the old times used to do? They were on horses and they would run at each other. Little javels. Nah, but what we do, we come over here and try to push the button with the stick. And with my other arm, there, I got it. And with my other arm, I would actually open the trunk. God damn it. I'm telling you, man, frigid wasteland for real. So day 2 of filming, and as you can tell, the environment around me is incredibly different. So day 2 actually has been a week now. It's been a week since I last filmed, and we got a terrible winter snowstorm. So basically that put me out for a week. Not trying to drive this when the roads are slicking all over the place. Even my Highlander was losing some traction. But we're gonna, you know, continue this video. You know, a little bit of snow is not gonna prevent me from making legendary videos for y'all. We're gonna take it out for a drive right now and we're gonna see how it runs. I let the car stall. That's another thing we gotta be very careful. We cannot let this car stall at all, because that battery will die and we will not be able to start the car again. I got lucky just now. I got lucky that it will start, but we cannot let that, not put too much wear on that battery. Oh my goodness. All right, and we're off. The first thing you'll hear is how loud this exhaust is. I'm gonna give you a pull. That exhaust is loud as hell. That needs to go. That cannot happen. It sounds cool. It sounds loud. It sounds like a V8, but it's not. It doesn't sound good. And since that exhaust is so loud and this car is made of mostly all plastic and doesn't do a good job of absorbing sound, you'll probably even notice on the phone how it's rattling. And that also has to do with the fact that all that rattling is being spread out through the whole car. So I feel the rattling in my chair, everywhere. And that just has to do with the build quality of the whole interior as in general. One thing that I do love about this car though is just how short all these gears are. You know, you can go all the way to 3rd gear. You can go all the way to 3rd gear and you're not, you know, breaking no speed laws. 3rd gear is 60 miles an hour. So I'm just able to have so much fun just rolling through all of them. And that's what I really like about this car a lot. Now, handling on this car is absolutely abysmal. I'm gonna show you here in a second. This does not feel like a sports car from the 90s. Even for the 90s, the handling on this car is absolutely atrocious. And again, steering is just not, you know, this is almost a half rotation. It's barely going nowhere. Another thing we got to fix is the cabin air filter. Just smells like mustiness coming from these heaters. Absolute must. Also hoping that I don't come near a cop, because I probably will get pulled over because it is so loud. I'll probably get like a fix it or ticket or something, like a warning, because I haven't gotten pulled over yet over this. But right now it's pretty bad. Another thing is that engaging feels very simple in this car. I was actually very surprised because, you know, this is the very first manual I've ever driven. I was very surprised how easy it is to push the clutch, how easy it is to engage. Very, very big window of engagement. So obnoxious. V6 engine is the fact that right when you put that foot down, you know, you go right away. There's no delay, nothing. Now I have the philosophy of you should build a car off handling first, and then build it off engine performance. So if we're gonna do any kind of performance things to this car first, it's gonna be suspension work, it's gonna be steering, things of that nature, and then we can maybe work into the engine a little bit. But definitely, suspension needs to be the first performance mod we do. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate all the feedback that you guys have given me. But make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Don't miss a single legendary video that comes out every single week. We only progressing. We only going up from here. All right, ain't nobody gonna stop this shit. Look at me, I'm out here in the snow in negative whatever degrees doing car reviews. That's insane. Who else is gonna do that? I'm about to go do some donuts. As always, my name is Zach, and thank you for watching Car Devotion.